Hello everyone, my name is Andre and today we are back with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, this time episode 41, Shenke. I think I said this right, which is odd considering the fact that every time a weird name appears on this channel, I can't pronounce it. But yeah, so before we begin, let me show you guys the bullshit that has been happening to my YouTube. So, on the screen, it's going to be full screen. I'm going to be a little guy right around the corner. Hi. Hello. As you can see, right here in full screen. Yeah. Do you see this? Do you see this bullshit right here? Do you see what's happening? Why? Why? I don't know. I don't know why. Um, I just know it's happening, and it's making me pissed off. But yeah, no, this has been happening for like 5 days now. Don't know what's happening. Don't know if it is a virus that is messing up with my YouTube account. I don't know if it's a YouTube bug or something. I don't know. I just don't know. So yeah, fun stuff, guys. How you doing before any of that? Because I want to know how you guys doing, guys. As always, please don't forget to show your support to Little Kuriboh. Links are in the description below, and don't forget to like and subscribe because it helps this channel a lot, and you guys want to help the channel a lot. You want to help this channel. You want to help this channel. Also, I'm kind of mad that nobody commented on the amazing CGI skills that allowed me to put on me one of the eyes thingings from Merrick. I'm kind of upset that nobody said anything about that. Why is that? Do you guys hate me? Could have at least said it was that. Not even that. Nobody just mentioned it. Everyone shut on it. That made me so sad. uh, but yeah. Without any further ado, let's begin. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at YT. Links are in the description below. Let's begin.
Oh, Abridged were about half as popular as Team 4-Star.
Actually, speaking of Team 4-Star, I did hear that from that moment on, Team 4-Star was kind of blocked. I'm assuming a lot of copyright problems, which is kinda ish understandable. It's kinda ish understandable. So what Team 4-Star did and what this Abridge is doing does fall under the free use, right? But the problem is, especially with what Team 4-Star did with their Dragon Ball Z Abridged iteration, is that, well, quite simply, as good as the show was, which was great, it was still the same story. Sorry about that. Camera was a bit tilted. I keep allowing it to stay tilted for some reason. But as I was saying, resuming what I was saying, like what Team 4-Star did, even though it's not the full unedited episodes of Dragon Ball, because they aren't, there's a lot of cuts and a lot of episodes are condensed into one. Even though they put in a lot of work, the voices are not the original, the script is not the same. Even the characters aren't the same. It's still retelling the same stories with the same characters, with the same character designs, so it's in a gray area regarding whether it should be free use or not. Personally, I feel like it should be free use, personally, because even though I understand both points of view, the point of view of the creator who wants to make money utilizing the unique thing that he did, because it's very unique what Team 4-Star did, and quite honestly, what they accomplished with a bridge, like, they deserve the hard work, they deserve the recognition, and they deserve to be paid for that, because it was a great show regardless. Even though it was still Dragon Ball, it was a great show. But you also have to understand the side of the creator, because especially nowadays with how much piracy exists in the world and stuff like that, these creators kind of struggle um, to make money. The producers and all that good stuff, they are kind of safe, but the original creators, which don't receive as much as you guys might imagine in most situations, like they kind of struggle sometimes. It's understandable that they want to protect their property as well as possible so that it's not explored by people who are not as passionate as Team 4 Star, because there are people who will just grab the full unedited episodes and maybe just mute like 5 minutes of the episode and post them on YouTube. Like I've seen entire films on YouTube, fully unedited and stuff like that. So, that kind of stuff hurts a lot the creators of these shows. And the biggest problem about this is that if they cannot do this full time, they just stop, and then the shows we really love and like will never exist again because they'll just be over like that. So in general, like I understand their point of view and I understand their side when it comes to these copyright wars. So it's very complicated, but I do believe that Team 4 Star would and should fall under the free use right, so they should be able to monetize it. And the same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh Bridge. I don't know if Kuriboh made any money out of the Abridged series, Yu-Gi-Oh Abridged series, but if he didn't, he legitimately should make some money on it.
Oh, sorry I took so long.
I'm sorry. Also, regarding Team 4 Star's ban, I have also been told that the Yu-Gi-Oh episodes, because they, became buddies, I also heard that a lot of the Team 4 Star people are going to appear in these episodes voicing characters, and that these episodes following the Ghost Nappa one that we saw last episode are going to make an homage basically to Team 4 Star. I think this is the first one.
Popular as Team 4 Star.
Oh, sorry I took so long, guys. Stupid Mass Effect elevator technology.
Mokuba, thank goodness. We have to get Bakura to safety.
You gotta land the blimp, man. Seto says landing is out of the question. And he also said to direct all complaints towards somebody who gives a crap. Open this damn door right now, Kaiba. Whoa, stop it, Joey. You're making a huge mistake. Whoa. Oh, yeah? What's the worst that could happen?
Punch me again and find out. Please.
I beg you.
Due to the near-fatal wounding of one of our contestants, there will be a 20-minute delay before the start of the next round.
This song always makes me think of Mom.
These are going straight onto my nipples. Ha ha! Ice cube fetish.
You people are wasting your time. This blimp stays in the air and that's final. But Bakura could die if we don't get him to a hospital. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Mr. Kaiba,
Me too,
please,
quite honestly.
show some compassion.
Show some what now?
Hey, don't talk like...
Hey, don't talk like that to Joey's severely spankable sister. Poor kid. Tell me, Serenity, what's it like to be related to a furry?
Yeah, ixnay on the airy fake, Kaiba. Sorry, what's a furry?
That's nothing, it's nothing.
He didn't say furry, he said, Fury, as
Of
in
course.
the kind I have. You know, Brooklyn Fury.
Sorry, didn't quite catch that. Did you just say Brooklyn furry?
Oh, go yiff yourself, Kaiba.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, Google image it, you Jake.
Hey, Serenity.
I don't want to.
I was just wondering, after this tournament's over, would you ever consider maybe...
Duke Devlin,
Hey,
yes.
Serenity, how'd you like to fly Air Devlin?
Look, Tristan, that son of a bitch is stealing your woman. You know what you must do.
Kill her.
Make him disappear.
Of course.
Oh, faithful trading cards. You're the only real friends I have. Except for you, Baphomet. You're kind of an asshole. What's that, Dark Magician girl? You wanna make out? Well, I'd be happy to.
Holy
Of course she
jeez.
does.
How long have you been standing there?
Long enough.
Duke, I know you put a spell on Serenity so she would fall in love with you, and
Of course.
I want the antidote.
Sorry, Tristan. I can't help it if the ladies love to play with my dice.
You just brought sexy back for the last time, witch.
Kick his
Wow.
ass, Tristan. Yeah, really f him up good.
Oh, so
Well,
this
it's
this is actually legit. So you know, I thought that the plot of Trishan and Duke being, you know, interested in Serenity was just something from the Abridged show, but this apparently seems legit because they are fighting, and it seems that they are both fighting for the girl. So this is actually quite interesting. I'm curious to see how Trishan is going to lose this one because. Quite honestly, I don't see a world in which Trishan can win.
Broomstick,
against Duke Devlin.
no! Hey, stop dodging.
That was the slowest
My
fight
voice
I've
gives
seen.
me super. I'm tripping! Tripping!
No, Cody. Or maybe it was Zach.
Hey, you're that guy from Duelist Kingdom.
Yagshamash, my name is Shadi. I am here to help with very much saving of the world. And maybe when I am finished, we go find woman and have sexy time.
I suppose
Yes,
it
of
could be
course.
worse. You could be acting like Bruno.
High five.
Oh my god, we're gonna die!
Duke, stop
I
screaming!
can't believe I'm actually gonna die in a show about fucking card games!
Duke, please! It's pointless! After all, in space, no one can hear you scream.
So what do you do exactly? Just show up at the end of every season
is
and explain
true.
the plot?
I have many roles in your story, little Jew boy. One is to provide you with backstory, but my first and foremost task is to protect the fourth wall. Great success.
The fourth wall? What's that?
Without
It's-
the fourth wall, the balance of the universe would be turned upside down.
That is
Man
true.
would become like the animal. Animal would become like the dirt. And dirt would become like the Jew.
You know, Shadi, you're kind of a buzzkill.
Duke, no matter what happens to us, I want you to remember one thing. In another few hours, the sun will rise.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know, but it's true.
You're
I love that he brought back that reference to one of the first episodes.
old friend Maximilian Pegasus once came dangerously close to breaking the fourth wall when he visited my homeland of Egypt. Like many people from America, he was seeking to exploit our third world country. Happy time!
This music is so unfabulous. Don't you have anything by ABBA?
For years, Pegasus had been searching for the Pharaoh's tomb. It was like movie film Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, made by deceitful Jewish filmmaker Steven Spielberg. Only not quite so disappointing.
At this rate, we're never going to find the Pharaoh's tomb.
If you promise to rid my land of the Jew, I will show you where it is hidden.
Well, when we first met, you took out my eyeball and replaced it with a cursed artifact. But I'm sure this time you have only the best intentions for me.
course.
Yes, I screw you up good.
I can't hold on, Duke. I can feel my hand slipping. I can.
Quite honestly, I'm going to be very honest. I think that cutting away from what was happening to this is terrible. I feel like this cut was absolutely horrendous. So because the reason why is that currently the show was building up the story and telling the story about you know, Pegasus in Egypt and what was happening. So there was a clear setting, there was an event happening, and suddenly, you know, when that event seems like it might be getting more interesting and getting a little bit more of how can I put this? And getting more movement and getting more information, and when you're getting the story, you suddenly cut towards something that, quite honestly, you know, if you are interested in that story, you kind of forgot. Like I almost forgot that this was happening. And quite honestly, I didn't like it because, you know, these settings are so
good.
different from each other, you know. It's two complete different things happening, two opposite things happening, and then putting them together just feels like off. It doesn't feel fluid, it doesn't feel connected in any way, shape, or form. It feels like he just cut here because he thought like he didn't cut to them in a while. So it feels like he did it more out of, you know, obligation, or at least he thought he should have cut it already to them, instead of feeling that's what the show needed right now. And quite honestly, it just feels off.
I can't hold on, Duke. I can feel my hand slipping.
don't let go, dude.
I can feel it.
Oh,
I'm
God,
gonna let
Jesus
go.
Christ.
Oh no,
No,
this
if
is
let go, I'll
terrible.
never
We're
sleep
going to
another
die.
moment again. Oh,
I can't.
Jesus.
Hey, Duke.
What?
Just kidding. Hey, look,
What a
I can see
dick.
my house from here. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hey, Tristan.
When Pegasus saw the Pharaoh's
I love
tomb,
that
he
they
was
said hi.
so excited. He was like woman after being given shiny new cage to sleep in.
Jesus! This is one of the most important historical finds in centuries. I'm turning this shit into trading cards.
But then something go horribly wrong.
As you should.
Everybody involved with the production of the Egyptian god cards was killed.
What? Even Chad from accounting?
Especially Chad from accounting.
And so Pegasus decided to design the cards himself.
It's like I'm stealing from the Egyptian god's DeviantArt account. Woo! I'm so naughty, naughty, naughty.
But
I
that
remember
very
this.
night he was plagued with nightmares that make his clams shrink like tiny mouse.
In the name of all that is camp, what is happening? Where am I?
What you are seeing is the future. If you allow the Egyptian god cards to fall into the wrong hands, then the fourth wall will be destroyed and the world as we know it will cease to be.
If you knew this would happen, then why did you take me to the pharaoh's tomb in the first place?
I am how you say kind of a dick.
What dark forces have I unleashed? Dirty hands! Dirty, dirty hands!
And so, with the help of gypsy woman Ishizu, Pegasus hid the Egyptian god cards where even the craftiest of Jews would not be able to find them.
Yeah, because obviously he couldn't have just destroyed them or anything.
The power of the cards was too great for them to be simply destroyed.
Right. So the power of the Egyptian gods prevented a guy from tearing up a few pieces of paper that he painted himself. Sure, okay.
As I was saying,
Bullcrap.
he does make a fair point. Like, the problem with the whole Egyptian magic is that the rules are a bit poorly defined. Now, again, maybe in the actual show it's better, maybe, but it feels to me like a lot of the rules are very vague and very, you know, very dependent on what the plot requires it to be. What Yugi just said right now is a fair argument. You know, even if you tell me that the spirits of the god cards, of the god monsters, I mean, d- went from the tablets, I mean, into the cards, and that's why now the cards are like protected, or like they can regenerate or something along those lines. I guess I could kinda, maybe, sorta understand. But still, even that is kind of a stretch, you know, because what he said is quite right. Pegasus was the one painting the cards, you know. He was the one creating the pieces of paper and cardboard and whatever is involved, or plastic and whatever is involved in the cards. He was the one doing that. So wouldn't it be very easy just to do a rip off, you know, and just rip the cards away and be done with it? It is a fair argument. Although I will say that I am very interested in that exploration that Pegasus did. And I would love to see more of that. I would love to see more of that backstory from Pegasus. Quite honestly, I wish we had an arc focus on Pegasus' downfall into madness, and his exploration, his encounter with this guy, and how it changed his fate. The first times utilized the Eye of the Millennium. Maybe he wanted to use it for good, but then he started getting corrupted by the power and the cards and the money and all that stuff. You know, how he built his empire and all that stuff. I'm very interested in that, actually.
What?
96 Duel Monsters cards on the wall. 96 Duel Monsters cards. Take
See,
one.
no, it makes sense here. This cut makes sense, you know. That scene was finished, clearly finished. It makes sense to move on to something else. It's on the same place, even though it's on different places of the blimp. It's still on the blimp happening. You know, it's in the same time and space. So it makes sense. Again, the story about the Egyptian mumbo jumbo had finished. the comedic aspect of it was also finished, right? And now we move on to the other problem of the episode. Now, here it makes sense. Before, it didn't really
One
make
down,
sense.
traded around. 95 Duel Monsters cards on the wall. 95 Duel
I
Monsters
wish
cards
Kai
on the
would just
wall.
appear and
95 Duel
stepped
Monsters
on the
cards. Duke, you're
fingers
not
and like,
singing.
You
die,
must beware,
die,
Yugi.
die.
The Egyptian gods were never meant to be controlled by mortal men. That is why you alone, as the chosen one, must possess the god cards, so that the fourth wall will forever stand.
So let me get this straight. According to this show, the Egyptian gods are real.
Yes.
But doesn't that mean all other religions are wrong, and the hokey ancient Egypt religion is the only real one?
Yes.
Huh. Didn't see that one coming.
I did.
I can't believe it! We're being rescued by a stranger wearing a turban, and then they disappeared. This can only mean one thing. I have a fairy godmother.
Is she a MILF?
She kinda looks like Piccolo.
Yeah, that's a MILF.
Rest in peace, Chet, I'm accounting.
Give me my stone!
I don't have your stone, and you anyway.
Tell me, Shoddy, is it true our show's going to be cancelled after season 2?
Never fear, Tiny Jew. I am sure the good people at 4Kids will renew you for another season.
Whew. Well, that's a load off my mind.
Not.
That was an interesting episode. A lot of backstory that was necessary was given to us by Little Kuriboh, so he kind of explained a little bit the creation of the god cards. He pointed out some of the inconsistencies with the magical powers, which is something that I feel like it's necessary, especially considering the parody style of the show. I think it's something nice that he did by applying that. I really enjoyed this episode on that behalf. I still think there was some dubious and wrong decisions when it comes to the editing, which I've pointed out. So I still think there was like some weird decisions done in editing. I'm not sure about that ending scene with Shoddy saving Tristan and Duke Devlin. Because I it feels like he just teleported there, which I guess he does have, and he has that mysterious power, I guess. But because we didn't see him move, or because he didn't really have any reason to save them, it feels weird to see the guy there saving them without even a shred of dialogue or anything. So it just feels odd to see the guy go there. Again, in the show, it might make sense. In the show, the guy might be very righteous and whatever. But regardless of that, it still comes to show that in here, the guy is kind of a dick, right? He's kind of a dick, so I think it kind of even goes against his character to save those two. So in general, I'm kind of confused by that finale, but I'm not sure if it's bad or decent. Editing wise, obviously, this is me talking about the technical aspects of editing. Obviously, that scene, like, it interrupted an important exposition part, which we're getting precious backstory, which is not something that we get a lot, especially on the Abridged show. We are getting precious backstory in the God cards, which is very interesting, especially if you are into the show. So in the Abridged series, obviously that was being used to also explain kind of the bullshits of the God cards, but still, it was explaining something, right? And it just cut in the middle of it for no really good reason. You could have waited a couple more scenes until you finished up the Egypt part of the Pegasus saga and moved on into something else. Again, it's different times, different spaces, and mending them together just makes it also more confusing for the viewer. Like, you shouldn't really be mixing time and space together, like different things happening in different times in different spaces, and cutting in between them doesn't really work in terms of the run of the show. It's not fluid enough. It's actually messy and confusing. So in general, like, it kind of cuts away from what you're watching. It breaks your engagement in a way, and it's just odd in general. So I didn't really like that cut. But besides that, I found that this episode was actually pretty interesting and pretty well done. I love when we get episodes that explain to us stuff that we have been wondering for quite some time. And I like that Kuriboh took this opportunity to say that even when stuff was explained, like it was still kind of bullshit. Because that's the brilliant thing that this show does. Like Yu-Gi-Oh, I find that Yu-Gi-Oh, especially watching through the abridged show, I find that Yu-Gi-Oh is incredibly confusing. Personally, like I have more questions about what's happening than answers. And even when the answers are given, I feel like it still doesn't answer enough. It still doesn't explain enough. So I love it when Karibo just comes by and just points that bullshit out. It's saying that even though you're giving me an answer, that answer is not really an answer. And that's great for this parody show to do. So in general, I really enjoyed this episode and I found it to be particularly good. So that's about it, guys. I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to drop a like and subscribe and share it with your friends and all that stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!